Can you talk about what institutional custody means for XRP if I want my XRP back in the future? You can take it out at any time. Again, we whitelist wallet or greenlist wallets, whatever you want to call it. And you just tell us, hey, I want my XRP out. And we say, okay, and we sign it and send it back to you. The SLA at Anchorage is 24 hours. So, it can take up to that amount of time. I really liked when we worked with Standard Custody. The longest it ever took when we were at Standard Custody was about, 3 hours one time. Anchorage is normally pretty quick. That's probably a reasonable time frame, 3 to 5 hours. Sometimes it's much faster than that if it's during business hours for sure. But their SLA is 24 hours to send your crypto out. But if at any time you want to pull it out for whatever reason, they are your assets and you can absolutely do that. If they are in the fund, it can take longer. In the documents that you sign, there's, a 60-day hold period effectively when you first put them in there. Most funds or hedge funds, if you're participating, it's a 12-month lockup. Like you can't withdraw funds for 12 months. So we're much more reasonable and flexible than that. If there is a situation where you really have to have them and, you didn't disclose it to your financial advisor, that could be a problem. They're going to help you mitigate that risk. They're probably going to advise you not to put all of your assets into the fund. But if you chose to do so, irrespective of their commentary, and you needed them back like immediately, I think we've got it done in as little as like 100 hours. A little bit less than 100 hours to be able to unwind it out of the fund and get them back to you. So I know it's not DeFi. Okay. I know it's not real-time instant settlement, swapping back and forth. There are other counterparties that are involved, but this is also a good thing. And it also mitigates some risk for you. If there is a deep fake or a situation where, somebody's asking for stuff and it does take longer to get the assets out of there, it's probably a good thing, right? We have some systems in place to be able to mitigate that risk. If you tell us a certain word that is a distress word, then we're going to know that you're in distress, and we're probably going to delay that transaction, and we're going to call the authorities and tell them that you're under duress and being coerced by somebody and, probably need to send help over there. So that's some of the additional benefits that we provide. I know it's not like as fast as a Zaman wallet, but that's also some of the additional benefit that we provide because it's not as fast and there is a little bit of friction there. I think you would probably want it that way. So anyway, it's a give and take. It's the best solution that's out there, in my opinion, as things sit today, but we will, continue to iterate upon that. And as we add additional friction to make sure that there's verifications for people, we can probably, increase that time. And we're going to continue to work on Anchorage because they are, at the end of the day, the institutional custodian, and it is their